What's up, guys? NateShaw58 here, bringing you my first PO upload to YouTube. I have a battle here against SourBawss, and in this battle I predicted him to lead with his Abomasnow, so I led with my Heatran, and I predicted right, but he goes into his Deoxys defense form to take the hit, but the Fire Blast misses, so didn't really mean anything, and I'm going to go into my Scizor. Obvious U-turn coming. He just wants to set up his hazards, which will play a really big part in the match coming to the end, which we'll see. And so I just go for the U-turn, then go into my Rotom. I'm a Scarf Rotom and I outspeed, so I'm just gonna get the kill with the Volt Switch. And then I am gonna go into my Dragonite, kind of just a scout because this is a mixed Dragonite set with Life Orb and Extreme Speed. So anything he brought in, I could at least hit. But I really didn't want to lose my Dragonite just yet to an Ice Shard that was pretty obvious, and I go into my Scizor and I predicted right, but I make a mistake here and I go for the U-turn, not predicting him to have him Power Fire, and he does, and takes out my Scizor. So for him, that's one big threat down to his team. And I go into my Heatran, the obvious Fire Blast is coming, and I do go for it just to get damage on whatever comes in, and he goes into his Tenacreul, does a decent chunk, but I'm going to switch out here into my Rotom. And the second mistake I make here is predicting him to predict my Volt Switch, and I go for the Hydro Pump, and he stays in. I thought he would have went into Manoswine to predict my Volt Switch and get me stuck in there and get free switch advantage, but he made the better play and stayed in, and now I'm forced to let my Rotom die to get a safe switch into something. Probably the better play would have been for me to switch right into my Reuniclus, but I didn't, and I paid for it by losing my Rotom. And now I'm gonna go into Reuniclus, take the one Scald, and doesn't really do much. So I'm gonna set up the Trick Room and go for the obvious Psychic here, and take out this Tenacreul. And then he's gonna go into a Chandelure, thinking that was his best option, but Reuniclus OHKOs Chandelure with Shadow Ball. Chandelure's special defense is pretty much paper thin, and I'm just going to break right through it. And here I make another crucial mistake. I should have just went for the Focus Blast, but I go for the Psychic. Just didn't want to miss the Focus Blast and be losing my Reuniclus while the Trick Room's still up because some of my pokes are faster than his. And I probably could have lived the Earthquake at like 60%. I'm not sure though. I probably should do damage calc, but now I lose my Reuniclus. Going to Dragonite just to get an extreme speed off. I know it'll do a good chunk, but now I know I'm gonna lose my Dragonite to Ice Shard, and I'm gonna go into my Heatran. And I thought maybe predicting the fire move he'd go into Terrakion or something, but I just go for the safe hidden power grass and take out the Manoswine. And now this is where hazards really come up because he's going to take out my Heatran, which I was just going to leave in for fodder. And I go into my Virizion, and as you see, I'm left with 81 HP. And min damage for the Choice Scarf Terrakion is 78 on Virizion. And if he didn't have hazard ups, I probably would have lived and won the battle. But either way, good game, Sour. Thanks a lot. And stay tuned, guys. Thanks. Enjoy.